Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Esli from Inky and the Brain, and today I have a rewind plan with me. I am going to be planning out, or rewind planning out, the week of my wedding, which was I got married on February 29th. I'm sure y'all have seen, you know, if you follow me on Instagram or if you've been watching my vlogs and you've been keeping up with me a little bit differently. I feel so awkward, honestly. I feel like so weird filming this because I have not filmed a plan with me or anything like planner related in quite some time. Oh, and before, can we just address these nails? I know, I look like a chicken, y'all. Like, when I was putting them on last night, I was like, oh my goodness, this was like the wrong color and shape. Like, I love yellow. Yellow's my favorite color, like specifically this tone of yellow, like a almost mustardy yellow. But goodness gracious, I look like a chicken. It's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, sorry, turning off my ringer there. I am going to be planning out, like I said, the week of February 29th, which was our wedding week. This week was, it was a rough week, not because of the wedding, but I actually ended up in the emergency room, which I'll talk to y'all. But I'm using this kit. This is from Pink Diamond Planner Co. I have never ordered from them. This was actually a gift. Sammy from Artbox Stickers, so sweet and kind. She sent this to me, so I had to use it. And because it is so beautiful and it was such a jam-packed week, I am gonna do this over two, or like, you know, on 4 pages. This is the Printpression Weeks. And let me just give y'all a quick flip of this. It's so pretty. There's not too many boxes, which I am like a little worried about. There's a few here, and there's some flags though. But I think we'll be doing, you know, we'll be all right. This washi does look a little dark to me, so I am actually just gonna pull in. I have some gold Simply Gilded washi. This was a sample because I actually don't have the full roll of that. And I hope it's enough to go on 2 pages here, or 4, you know, 4 little pieces at the bottom, but we'll see. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started so I can tell y'all all about this very intense week. All right, so I'm gonna start with putting this washi, like I said, I just have this kind of funky sample here, on a paper clip, but it's such a pretty washi. I love this washi actually. Like I said, I don't have the full roll of this, and this is probably one of the few, maybe even the only washi that I really do wish I had the full roll of, that I, you know, like now. I feel like I'm pretty content. I haven't purchased any Simply Gilded washi in a while. I feel like I got to a point where I have enough colors to where I can almost always make it work, you know, but this one is just so pretty. I really do wish I had this one. But anyway, how are y'all doing? Life is, I don't even know, y'all. I don't even know what is going on. This was, oh no, dang it. When we got married, like I mentioned, it was right at the end of February, so it's a little wonky there, but that's all right. So that was before all of, you know, the craziness started, and at least in my area. Luis and I decided to kind of do our own self-quarantine thing before we even had like any of that, you know, placed on us, like by the state or by our city. We just decided, especially because I'm pregnant, if you, just in case you missed that, if you didn't see my pregnancy announcement, yes, I'm pregnant. I am 16 weeks today, which is so exciting. I'm really, truly just like thrilled about that. But I cut it all wonky over here too. I'll fix that in a bit. I can fix that with the ruler. But I was, you know, getting prepared to film this, and I was looking at stickers and looking at what had gone on this week so that I could, you know, pull the right things out. And I was like, just, you know, like I went to the mall, I went to Sephora, I went to Target, I went to Walmart, I went to Barnes and Noble, I went, like this week I was actually like going to a bunch of places because I had just found out that I was pregnant. So I was like looking at all the baby things and I was like really, really excited. So I don't know, just like I'm looking at my plans for this week and I'm like, oh wow, look, remember when things were like, you know, not whatever they are now. So I don't know, it's just like a really weird feeling. Let me go ahead and put up the date covers. But yeah, it's just, so are y'all, I want to know, I mean, how are y'all holding up? I feel like, I don't know, I know there's a lot of people like not wanting to talk about it. I'm not against talking about it because I feel like we're all dealing with this in our own way. I know that a lot of people have it way worse. I know a lot of people have it way, you know, easy, and so I know it's a different experience for everybody, but we're all, regardless of if it's, you know, good or bad, like everybody's lives are different now. Oh, I almost put that down here. Our life, to be honest, I feel like my life, like as far as me, I already worked from home. Y'all know I have my Etsy shop. That's really crooked. And so in that respect, like nothing really has changed for me. I'm still just, you know, here working from home, aside from the fact that USPS is being a butt. But I mean, I totally get it. You know, things are just a lot for everybody right now. So USPS is moving like slower than they used to move, like, or that they would move like around the holidays. And I know that's frustrating for a lot of people if you're waiting for something that you ordered. So I totally understand. But you know, for me, like my day-to-day life, like, I mean, it's like nothing has changed, but Luis was working from home for a while, and then he was told he could no longer work from home. He had to go into his office. I'm pulling in these glitter headers because they're foiled, and these are from Artbox Stickers. I figured I could use, I think I'm going to use these two. They match, especially this blue, like matches perfectly with a lot of the blue elements on here, but there are like little touches of green, so I'm thinking about using those as well. Because I think these on the bottom, yeah, they're like too bright. I think I'm going to put these up here. So that was honestly really disappointing because I was happy he was home. Just makes me feel a lot better. You know, makes me feel safer, and now he has to, you know, it's an added risk. However, if he doesn't have very many people, like his office building, there's I can't remember how many people there are, but I mean, there's not very many. He really only has contact, or is like around maybe 10 people total, which is not ideal, obviously, but it's better than for a lot of people. I do know that. I think in that regard we're really truly lucky. So it's just, you know, I don't know. For me, the hardest thing has been, I really miss my family. And I'm pregnant, so Luis hasn't been able to go to doctor's appointments with me. He's not allowed inside. They're only allowing like one person in, so that's really tough because, you know, he doesn't get to hear his baby's heartbeat and things like that. I'm gonna put this "It Was Always You" up here at the top. I don't know really what I'm gonna do with the sidebar, so I think I'm just gonna leave it alone for now, and then just kind of see what I have, like what stickers and things I have left over. And I'm just gonna start with Monday. So sorry if I was being Debbie Downer. Let's go ahead and just get started. Actually, let me pop down the numbers first, if I knew what numbers they were. Let me check my other planner. So week started on the 24th. So Luis and I decided to get married on Leap Day because we actually met on Leap Day in 2016. Luis and I met online on an app, on a dating app. I've talked about this before. I've gone through like my whole like story with Luis. I don't even remember what video that was, but I know I've talked about it. We met on an app. He asked me on a date. We had our first date at a Starbucks, and we sat there for a while. And y'all, it was so funny because I had an ear infection. I had just gone to the doctor to get a shot that day. Was it that day or the next day? I can't remember, but I had just gotten like a shot, or I was either about to get a shot or something like that, because I had like a really bad ear infection. So I like could not hear from one ear. So I remember just sitting there like kind of sort of hearing what this man was saying. Just, I don't know if I've ever mentioned that. But yeah, that was really funny. The date went well and we had a good time, obviously, and we were like chit-chatting, and he asked me if I wanted to kind of extend the date and go bowling to our bowling alley down there. It's a place called The Main Event. So we went bowling, and that was kind of it. We didn't really like, it was weird. Maybe one day, if y'all want to know like the whole story, like I guess I can say it one day. So Monday the 24th of February, again, this is February, so if you're gonna see me marking like going to all these places, I don't go anywhere now. I don't go out at all. I like at all. Really, well, I mean a little bit, but hardly at all. But you know, this day I haven't gone to the grocery store in a while because Luis has been the one going to the grocery store, but this day we went to H-E-B. And then we had physical therapy, so I'm going to mark that down. Let's see if we have a little box. We have not gone to physical therapy either since, I actually think this or maybe the next week was the last time that we went to physical therapy. As soon as things started getting, you know, a little scary, we decided to stop. I'm gonna pull this like navy one since there is a bit of the navy on here, even though I'm not using this from Once More with Love, by the way. This one, the little grocery bag, those are from my shop. And now let me put down a box. I'm gonna put another glitter header on top of that. What was I saying? Oh, well, the reason, I guess I can mention a little bit, that's Odin. He just decided to walk in here. I guess it was kind of weird is Luis was actually not living in our hometown whenever we met. He was living in North Dakota. He was working in North Dakota. So, like, we had that date, we had a good time. We kept, like, talking on the phone, but I didn't really, like, it just didn't seem like, it was like really going somewhere serious, you know what I mean? Like I was like, oh, like we'll probably go on a few dates, it is what it is. Like I just didn't like I don't know, it was like really casual. And he was off to North Dakota, so it was like, I don't know, it's weird. Let's see, next thing I wanted to mark, we went to the Cheesecake Factory. Oh, that's so sad, y'all. Cheesecake Factory. Oh, what I wouldn't give to go to the Cheesecake Factory right now. Okay, so this is a little bowl of ramen. I did not have ramen when we went. I don't even know if they have any kind of ramen, but that is what I'm gonna just mark that with. And then I wanted to use this little makeup bag to mark that we went to Sephora. Should I put a box down for that? No, because I feel like I'm gonna run out of boxes like really quickly. Well, maybe I can use a I'll use a little flag just to add some color here. Put it like this. Had I known that this was the last time I was gonna go to Sephora. Oh, I don't like that. Maybe I would have bought a few more things. I don't know. Oh, man. Alright, and I'm gonna just put this flag down here just to mark. I had to do a little bit of like prep work for our, like we had a house inspection this day. So I don't know, I just wanted to kind of mark that. On Tuesday, we woke up super early this day because we went to go get our marriage license. We, in Texas at least, I don't know how it is in other states, but in Texas, you have to get your license at least 3 days before your wedding. So this was, I think, like, this was cutting it close. I think this was like either the last or second to last day that we could go get it and still get married on the 29th. So we were kind of pushing our luck there. But I have these stickers. This is a sheet I actually haven't used at all. I have another one that I've already like picked a bunch out of. But there is a marriage certificate one in here somewhere. This is from Once More with Love. It's just like a wedding planning sheet. Here, marriage certificate. And then I'll just write in here that we went to go get it really early. And then this day, I was out most of the day because of the house inspection. I just decided like I didn't want to be here while they were doing all of that. So I'm going to mark first the house inspection. I'm just going to put this little house. This is from Wild Summer Design. I like these little sheets that have kind of a random assortment of little icons. And then let's see, went to I went to Barnes and Noble. I went it's so sad, y'all. Like now I'm like, oh my goodness, like I can't believe like that was it, you know. And I hadn't gone to Barnes and Noble in so long, but since I had just found out that I was pregnant, by the way, I didn't show this to y'all. I filmed this separately just on my own because, or not filmed, I like planned this out because this is when we found out that I was pregnant. This is the day that I found out, and I thought I was gonna keep filming and I didn't want to like say anything yet until, you know, I was past the first trimester, but then since I hadn't filmed in forever, like it ended up not really, didn't matter, but you know, whatever. I went to Barnes & Noble and I went to Target, and I really wanted to buy the baby some books, so that's why I went to Barnes & Noble and I bought I walked out of there with like 4 or 5 books, not all just for baby but for me, like pregnancy books, and then one for Luis as well. And it was just, I don't know, y'all, it was so cute, but alas. And then I also went to Starbucks to pick up some coffee. I actually just went to drop it off to Luis. Like, well, I got some for me as well. And I went to take him coffee at work just to be nice. And so I'm going to mark that. I had a little coffee icon somewhere. I think maybe, yeah. This little sampler sheet. So I had also wanted to, or I had been asked, so I wanted to mention, because I know I've been uploading a lot of vlogs and, you know, things not related to planning. I am going to keep making those videos as well. I've really been enjoying vlogging. I'm going to start, I really want to like organize a lot of like things around the house. So you're going to be seeing like organization projects. I thought that would be fun to share. And I think I'm going to use this girl. And I don't know, I just want to share other content. But yes, I am going to keep making planner videos. That's not like something I have any intention of stopping anytime, if ever. And then I did want to mark also, we went on dinner, like out to dinner this night. We went to Olive Garden. So I'm gonna use this little fork and knife from, this one is from Sadie Stickers, to mark we went to Olive Garden. Y'all, I mean, I'm glad that like this was like, you know, like a week or two before we like quarantined ourselves. So I'm glad, like I'm happy that we, like I did all this stuff, because these are not like me going to like Barnes and Noble and Target and then like Starbucks, like hardly ever do that anymore because we've been down to one car. I think I've mentioned that. But this day, just because of like I had just found out about the baby, like I just really was so excited to do that. But it just feels weird. I don't know, just looking at it, like it looks weird, y'all. Anyway, let me go faster here. Okay, so Wednesday was payday. I did want to mark that. Let's see, I had some washi strips. Here we go. So I'm gonna take a washi strip. These are, they're cut fine as far as like they're centered, and they're just cut a little bit deep, and what that does is it just cuts the next layer of the paper, so it makes it a little bit harder to pull up the stickers. But it happens, like I know it happens with me sometimes too. I try to be like super careful, but I mean, if you think about how thin paper is, oh wait, not day off. I have a payday one somewhere around here that I wanted to use. Anyway, if you think about how like thin paper is, like for the blade to just go down, like press down like the teeniest tiniest bit more, and then all of a sudden like you have that issue, which is like really frustrating. So, but it just makes it like a little bit more difficult to pull up the stickers, but they're cut like perfectly fine, so it's not an issue. So payday, I'm actually gonna put the box right up here. So just put, it's kind of weird to put like header, washi strip header, but oh well. I really just wanted to incorporate the extra glitter, so that's kind of why I'm pulling more of those. Let's see. I lost my boxes. Use this one. And then we did pick up our rings this day. So I have that wedding checklist again. Let me get another box. And I don't know if it has something that says pick up rings. It says buy rings. I mean, because we had already bought them before, but we were having to pick them up because they had to be sized. So I'll just put the buy rings, and then I'll just write in that we picked them up this day. And let's see, I did some laundry this day, so exciting. But we were getting ready to leave town, so we had to pack. We were leaving town because our wedding was not where we live. We live in San Antonio, as I've mentioned to y'all, but we went to, or we got married in our hometown. So there's a box here, but like you can see it's super light. I didn't, like, honestly, like barely even saw that it was there. This day my best friend came to visit, and I told her about the baby, which was very exciting. Let's see. I pulled out all my stickers, and typically I try to like organize them like in order of how I'm gonna use them, just to make my life a little bit easier. But this time I was just like pulling random stuff, so I have stickers like just scattered here next to me, but it's all right, we'll survive, maybe just barely. All right, so we'll put that there. And actually I don't have anything else written for this day. I'm gonna leave it blank. I might go back and either write something if I can find something else in my other planner, or I'll put some washi there or something. But just to continue right now, and go ahead and flip over to Thursday. Thursday, first thing I started doing, I was like packing up because we were getting ready to leave, like I mentioned. So our plan originally was to leave on Thursday night. Luis had taken excuse me, Luis had taken Friday off, and our plan was to leave Thursday like just late, like as soon as he got home from work. This day also we had to like do the final thing. I don't really know what it's called, but like with our cake. I don't know if that sheet has like cake tasting. Well, it has an order cake, so I mean we had already ordered it again, but I will just put it down here and just write in what happened. And then the plan was to leave to the Valley, which is our hometown, this day. So I'm gonna write it in, that way I can just wrote that it was canceled, because so I found out I was pregnant on, what was it, like the 20th, I think? Yeah, 20th of February. I had no idea like how far along I was. I had no idea like that, you know, anything like that. And then Thursday, I am, you know, getting everything ready, like going about my day, running around the house, like packing things and prepping things and just like getting everything set because, you know, we're about to leave for our wedding, like wedding weekend here. And I went to go to the restroom and there was blood. And I lost my mind, y'all. Like, I talked about it in my like pregnancy announcement video, but just in case you didn't see that, I just started like bawling hysterically because I thought that was it. Like I thought, you know, I thought my pregnancy was, you know, over. And I was sitting on the toilet, y'all, and I was bawling, and I just started begging God, like, please don't take my baby. Please don't take my baby. Like, that's all I remember is just, like, saying that over and over and over. Because I was thinking this was it, you know? And, it was just really rough. I don't think I've ever been like so distressed basically in my entire life. But we Luis was almost home. He was already on his way home. By the time I called him, he was basically right outside the door. And I'm going to take this little crying munchkin from Once More With Love. And then I'm also going to use this little baby one because, you know, Luis got here, went to the emergency room. We waited for what felt like an eternity. They finally took us in. And we actually heard the baby's heartbeat for the first time that day. This was before all the lockdowns and all the everything. Baby was fine. They literally discharged me saying, you know, unexplained bleeding, high risk of miscarriage, but baby was fine, which like is not comforting in any way, shape, or form. But at least hearing baby's heartbeat was truly the most wonderful, just the most amazing thing I've ever heard in my whole entire life. And since we had calmed down and we were fine, we actually went out to eat that night. We went to a Mexican restaurant. We were starving because we had been in there, you know, for hours and hours and hours at the emergency room. So obviously our trip got canceled. We ended up leaving Friday morning. We left pretty early, just to try to, because it kind of put us behind, not only in, you know, like the plans that we had, but things that we needed to get done. So first thing I want to mark up here though is that technically this was 6 weeks pregnant. I didn't exactly know like the date just yet. Actually, I don't even know if this one's right. I should double check because my due date like changed by almost a week from what I like was first told in the emergency room to what my OB. Y'all, I'm so sorry. The camera overheated, turned off. I have no idea where that was. So I'm just gonna mention these stickers because I don't know where it cut me off, but this was just to mark down like doing my hair, getting ready, cleaning the house. This is from Planner Junkie. She's not open anymore. There's a little broom from that sampler from Wild Summer Design. Pickup suit was from that Once More with Love. This from my shop. The little car. So is the little backpack. That's just to mark we finished packing. Luis had a day off, also from my shop. Those are probably hard to see because it foiled. And then that's to mark I was 6 weeks pregnant this day. And then again, same little car from my shop. And I think, y'all, I'm pretty sure the camera was still on when I was talking about this. So I think we should be good there. I'm so sorry about that. That's really frustrating. Okay, so first thing first, I want to mark up here. I just want to put a little box and mark that it was our 4-year of like meeting anniversary. And I just think that's really sweet that we got married like 4 years exactly on the date. So I have this little heart from Clever Gal Crafts. It's like my last kind of light colored one. And let's see, where are my glitter headers? Put a glitter header right under that because I want to put the box and then just mark everything else that went on that day. It was such a beautiful day, y'all. Like so pretty. I will pop in pictures like here and there of like certain things that I'm talking about, but also excuse me, my voice is getting like kind of hoarse. I feel like I just haven't filmed like talking like this for so long that like my throat is not used to it anymore. Also, allergies are so bad here. Like there's really bad mold in the air. That's a whole nother thing. Like not in my house, but you know, like outside in the air. Anyway, so this was the day we got married. I was talking about, but I don't know what got cut off, but I was talking about how we got married. The ceremony was at my parents' house. My parents have a beautiful space, like a beautiful living room. So we cleared off that area. And it was so pretty. It was so pretty. My favorite thing, of the whole thing, when Luis was saying his vows, he choked up, y'all. And Luis, y'all know, I've talked about this so many times. Luis is not like an emotional, person. Like he's very like just like not just not emotional. Like, he's just like a really cold kind of person, like not in a bad way or a mean way, or like, it's just his personality. Like, he's just, I am super like lovey-dovey and you know, touchy-feely and like stuff like that, and he's just not. Like, he's just not, he's like very like cut and dry, you know, kind of person. So for him to get choked up, y'all, his mom was like shocked that he got choked up. Like, it was just the sweetest, like the sweetest, cutest, I don't know, y'all. It was so cute. I'm gonna start crying. So I put the little just married banner, and then the little couple, these are both from Once More with Love. So we had our wedding ceremony, and then we had a dinner. We like reserved a like kind of private room in like one of the fancy, there's nothing fancy, but you know, like in our hometown, but it was like one of the nicer restaurants. It was really pretty. It was really, really pretty. And we had like the cutest cakes. It was like so tiny. Everything, everything was just perfect. I absolutely loved our wedding. I'm so glad we chose to do something like small like that. So let's see. And a couple of things I wanted to mark for that evening. We checked into our hotel, of course, and we ordered pizza, like room service pizza. It was so funny. We were, even though like we had like, obviously we had dinner, we were just like hungry and like, I don't know, it was just cute. And I'm just gonna put this little hotel icon. Again, it's just a little foiled icon from my shop, and it's like a little building and it says hotel. I think these are super cute, and I like, obviously I never really get to use these. We haven't gone anywhere, and we're not gonna be going anywhere anytime soon. So I think here I'm just gonna put maybe I was thinking like a little bit of washi or something. Let me see. I think I'm gonna pull out like washi from Simply Gilded. Alright, so I'm just gonna use this kind of like nude colored washi just to kind of separate those two things. I know that's like a lot to cut off, but there's like, I don't know, that piece right there is like funky. Alright, so that looks pretty there. Just a little separation here. I think that's so cute. Alright, and then Sunday, we woke up early. We went to go have breakfast at the hotel. It had like a little restaurant. It was included with like our stay. So we woke up to do that. I'm trying to find, I have like little egg stickers. You guys, I don't know what the point is. Here they are. I don't know what the point was of me like getting the stickers out if I can't get it together and can't actually find anything. Oh, what? How did I pull two? Oh my goodness. Alright. These are like some of my favorites. I don't know why. I just think they're adorable. I love these little egg stickers. Oh, that's totally crooked. Okay. Close enough. Alright, so we went and had breakfast, and then we had to kind of get all dolled up again because I did my own hair and makeup for the wedding. I just didn't want to have to deal with like trying to find someone to do that, like especially because I wasn't in the area. So I just decided to do everything myself. So I like redid my hair and makeup that day, and we got like all dressed up again. Like I put on my wedding dress again, and Luis put on a suit again, and we went to go take pictures. I don't think I pulled out a camera icon, and I don't know if there's one in these. Oh, there's one right here. So let me use like one of these I don't know, I mean, you're gonna be able to like see the the little icon that's on this sticker because it's like darker, but it's okay. The camera will cover most of it up. Just gonna, oh no, it like covered it perfectly. Cool, perfect. So I just marked that we did like our pictures. It was really, really pretty. I'll pop in again some of like my favorites from that day. That was really cute. And then after that we had like this whole party which it was like way bigger than our actual wedding. But what happened was one of my mom's really good friends, she knew that I wanted like a really small wedding, but she was like, oh, like kind of really wanting to do something special like for me and for Luis. So she like threw us a party. Like she literally did everything. Like it was decorated in like this like kind of like Mexican like I don't know what the like word is, but it like a like typical Mexican, like, you know, like the big bright colors and like the decors and the flowers. And she like made all the food and it was amazing. I will put in some clips of that because that was legit amazing. Like I felt so like appreciative. Like that was just like amazing. Like I can't imagine like, you know, for her to just want to do that for us. I just thought that was the sweetest, most kind thing. So I was trying to find, let's see, I had like some little happy stickers. All right, so I want to put one of these like little stickers with just this little heart thing. I think that's so cute because it was just like so much love, y'all. Like I was so like honestly just in shock because that was such a beautiful little gathering. I think it was like 60 people or something. I didn't invite anyone. Like that was not like a me thing. Like it was just like my mom's friends. But it was just like, it was just so sweet. Like it was just like the sweetest thing. And then we went back to my parents' house and we opened gifts. We actually got a bunch of gifts from that like that day, which was really kind. Like we weren't expecting, like we had no idea this was gonna happen until like a couple days before we like left. So I had like time to prepare as far as like I packed, you know, to, like something to wear that day, but we had no idea. Like it was just so sweet and just so incredibly kind. So we went back to my parents' house and we like opened up the gifts and things like that, and it was just amazing, y'all. I'm like, that was just not like, we weren't expecting that at all. And then that evening we really didn't, I was really tired. I was obviously going through first trimester issues at this point, so I was not honestly like having the greatest time as far as like my body. It was not happy with me half the time, but I was just so happy with everything going on that I was just kind of like trying to ignore it. And then I wanted to see what I could use to mark, I think I might just use this little heart. So we, this night we stayed at Luis's parents' house, and that was the first time that I like stayed over there. So I just wanted to mark that because I thought that was cute. Because I have mentioned before, like every time we would go down there, like we would always stay separately. So I just need to figure out something in the sidebar, which I'm going to do off camera because I like literally have no idea what I'm going to do here. And then fill the rest of this out. Y'all can't even see. And then I will come back so y'all can get a close-up. Alright, y'all, so here it is, all filled in and beautiful. I will give you all some close-ups in a second. But I love it. I love how it looks. I did do here on the sidebar. So I marked prenatal since this was like the first week that I was taking them. So I figured that would be like a nice thing to like mark here, even though obviously I didn't need a habit tracker. And then I put best moments, and I just put some of like the best things that happened that week. And word of the week, I've been doing like I've done love before, I did happy, I did compassion together, so like different things, just like a word that sticks out for that week. So I filled in everything you can see here. just so pretty. Down here I decided to just put a strip of washi and then mark work. You know how I'd left this empty, and that's just because it's like work is the only other thing that I had written in my Hobonichi. And here, so 4 years since we met, breakfast at the hotel. I put the little rescheduled here because we were supposed to originally leave this day, but then we ended up leaving Friday because, you know, I was in the emergency room. Everything just so cute. I love how it turned out. It's so pretty. Everything is just perfect. I love how like soft and sweet it is, and there's like tons of gold foil. It looks lovely. I love it so much. But that is gonna be it. Thank you all so much for watching. This might have been, I feel like it might have been a little weird. I'm slightly out of practice, y'all, but there will be more plan with me's, more rewind plan with me's, more normal plan with me's, and then lots of other content coming your way, organization, cleaning, and vlogs. So stick around if you're into all that, and I will talk to y'all very soon. Bye everyone. Take care.